In the Western world, it is estimated that 7 out of 10 people have tried Nutella at least once in their lives. To meet this demand, Nutella factories produce more than 130 million jars every year. If you are one of those people who has enjoyed its flavour, you have probably wondered at some point, how is Nutella made? To find out, let's travel to France, the leading country in the production of this iconic product. Nutella was born in Italy in 1964, thanks to the creativity of Pietro Ferrero, a pastry chef who wanted to offer a more affordable alternative to chocolate at a time when cocoa was scarce due to the aftermath of World War II. His first big success was a hazelnut cream called Super Crema, made with hazelnuts, sugar, and a small amount of cocoa, designed to make the most of the available ingredients. This product became so popular in Italy that it eventually evolved into what we now know as Nutella. The name Nutella came from combining the English word nut, referring to hazelnuts, with the suffix ella, which evokes softness and delicacy. From there, the Ferrero brand perfected the recipe and launched this iconic product worldwide. Over the years, Nutella has become a global phenomenon, not just as a spread for bread, but also as a key ingredient in desserts, sweets, and even in creative dishes. But have you ever wondered what goes into making a jar of Nutella? One of the main ingredients is sugar, which not only gives it that sweet taste, but also helps balance the flavour of the cocoa and hazelnuts. In a 400-gram jar, more than half, about 220 grams, is sugar. Besides sweetening, sugar also acts as a natural preservative and helps give Nutella that soft and creamy texture that makes it so irresistible. But Nutella's story begins long before the ingredients are mixed. Hazelnuts, one of its main pillars, come mostly from Turkey, the world's largest producer of hazelnuts. Imagine the Black Sea regions as a huge garden where hazelnuts grow on trees, until, when they are ready, they fall to the ground as if nature itself were handing them over. Then, special machines, like giant vacuums, carefully collect them, making sure they arrive fresh and in perfect condition at Nutella factories. Once harvested, the hazelnuts go through a selection process. Think of it like a casting call. They are sorted by colour, weight and size, and the shells and any impurities are removed. To ensure that only the best hazelnuts reach the factory, a quality expert checks a sample, like a judge choosing the finalists. Only those that pass this test are used to make Nutella. When they arrive at the plant, the hazelnuts go through another filter. An air system, like an invisible sieve, removes any that are not in perfect condition. Thousands of tons of hazelnuts are processed each year, then peeled and roasted at a precise temperature, like bread in a giant oven. This roasting is key to achieving that aroma and flavour everyone recognises when opening a jar. Afterward, the hazelnuts are ground into a smooth paste, ready to be mixed with the other ingredients. Interestingly, Nutella uses around 25% of all the hazelnuts produced in the world, and in every jar there are about 50 hazelnuts, which gives it that unique taste that makes it so special. So every time you spread Nutella on your bread, you are enjoying a bit of the care and dedication that begins in the fields of Turkey. Another key ingredient in Nutella's recipe is palm oil, which comes from the fruit of the oil palm, a plant that mainly grows in tropical regions, with Malaysia being one of the largest producers in the world. Palm oil is essential for giving Nutella its creamy and smooth texture. The process begins with harvesting the fruit, which is picked once it reaches maturity. These fruits contain a natural oil that, after being extracted, goes through a refining process. During this process, it is purified, and any impurities such as fibres and fruit residue are removed. Refining is essential not only to ensure that the oil is safe for consumption, but also to improve its taste and appearance. The palm oil refining process is like a series of cleanups to ensure it is in its best form. First, it goes through a stage called deodorization, which removes any unwanted odours, like a filter that keeps only the good stuff. Next comes deacidification, which lowers the acidity so it does not affect the flavour of the spread. Think of it like adjusting the balance of a dish to make it perfect. Finally, the oil is bleached, a process that removes impurities and prepares it to meet the highest standards of quality and safety. Once the oil is refined, it is mixed with the other ingredients. This oil is essential because it gives Nutella its creamy and smooth texture that everyone recognizes. It also has a special quality. It remains solid at room temperature, which, along with the sugar and hazelnuts, ensures that Nutella always has that consistent, easy-to-spread texture. It is like the invisible glue that holds everything together, making sure every bite is as delicious as the last. Cocoa, another key ingredient, comes mostly from Ivory Coast. There, workers harvest the fruit by hand, taking great care not to damage it. Then the beans are sun-dried for about 10 days until they reach the perfect moisture level. Once dry, they are roasted at the factory to bring out their rich aroma and signature flavour. During this process, cocoa butter is extracted, which makes up more than half of the bean. The remaining paste is pressed and ground into cocoa powder, an essential ingredient for Nutella. Next comes a crucial stage, mixing the cocoa powder with sugar and skimmed milk powder. The sugar adds sweetness and balance, while the milk powder provides creaminess and helps maintain the smooth texture, preventing the sugar from crystallizing. This combination creates a perfect base for the spread. Then the refined palm oil and processed hazelnuts are added. The careful blending of all these ingredients results in the creamy texture and unique flavor that have made Nutella a beloved product around the world. To complement the taste of the cocoa, vanilla extract is added. This ingredient not only enhances the flavor, but also improves the aroma of the mixture. Vanilla blends well with cocoa, softening its stronger notes and adding a sweet touch that contributes to Nutella's signature taste. Once the vanilla is incorporated, all the ingredients are mixed in large tanks. This ensures that every batch of Nutella has the same flavor and texture, guaranteeing that every spoonful is just as good as the last. After that, the mixture goes through a refining process, where it is ground until it reaches that smooth and creamy texture we all know and love. It is like polishing a jewel until it shines, creating the perfect consistency that makes Nutella so special. The next step in production is packaging, but before that, a strict quality control is performed. It is like a final exam to make sure that every batch of Nutella has the flavor, texture, and consistency we expect when we open a jar. This step is key to ensuring the product is always the same, jar after jar. Meanwhile, in another part of the factory, the glass jars that will hold the spread are being made. These jars are made mostly from recycled glass, which helps make the process more environmentally friendly. The glass is carefully moulded, like clay, using special moulds to give it the exact shape needed. Then it is cooled in a controlled way so that it becomes strong and durable. Although some factories use plastic jars, depending on each country's regulations, every container is thoroughly inspected to make sure it has no defects, such as bubbles or cracks. Once the Nutella mixture passes all quality checks, it goes to a high-tech filling machine. This machine fills each jar with the exact amount of spread, avoiding spills and ensuring that each one has the same consistency and flavour. After that, each jar is sealed with a cap automatically. Inside the cap is an airtight seal that keeps the spread fresh and in perfect condition. To make sure the seal fits properly, a layer of glue is applied to the rim of the jar before the cap is placed. This prevents air from getting in or the spread from becoming contaminated. Then the jars move to a labelling station where each one receives its distinctive label. This label not only identifies the product as Nutella, but also includes important information about the brand and its contents. It is like giving each jar a first and last name. And finally, the jars are grouped into boxes and shipped from the factory to distribution centres. From there, they travel to stores and supermarkets, ready to reach the hands of consumers. That is how Nutella goes from the factory to your table. Nutella is one of the most famous products in the world, known for its unique flavour and versatility. Since its creation, it has won over millions of people in more than 170 countries, with annual sales exceeding 365,000 tonnes. Europe is its main market, accounting for 70% of global sales, but its success also extends to North America, Latin America, Asia, and Oceania. In the United States, for example, around 7 million jars are sold each year, while in countries like Italy and France, it is a household staple. with an average consumption of more than 2 kilos per person per year. And that is all the work behind the mass production of Nutella. What do you think about this process? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next video.